If the world descends into nuclear war, who would still be able to give orders from the skies? Not superheroes, not surviving billionaires, but those flying in airborne fortresses, where ultimate power and military technology are wrapped in silver, gold, and absolute secrecy. They don't just survive, they rule from 40,000 feet. You've probably heard of presidential planes, but what's about to be revealed is beyond imagination. These aren't ordinary planes, but airborne battleships disguised as commercial aircraft. Inside, they're flying White Houses, mobile war rooms, and nuclear command centers, where the push of a button could trigger the end of the world. But the creepiest part? They still fly silently over our heads every day, in complete silence. This is not science fiction. Today, we're unveiling 7 of the most powerful, top-secret, and luxurious planes the world has ever seen. From Putin's flying warship, the Saudi king's floating palace, to Kim Jong-un's ghost in the sky. Sounds too good to be true? But the truth is even more terrifying. Step inside the first plane that can change the fate of the planet with the push of a button. Welcome back to our channel. Before you start, or like this video and subscribe. This is Vladimir Putin's Flying Kremlin, a strategic airborne machine from which Russian power takes flight. You might call it an airplane, but to Western intelligence, it's a living weapon hovering in the sky. The $500 million Ilyushin IL-96-300 PU is President Putin's official plane, a flying fortress where power is protected by technology and secrecy. But don't let the soothing blue and white paint fool you. Beneath its innocuous exterior lies a flying military command post, designed not for speed, but to survive the end of the world. When Putin takes off, he doesn't just leave the ground. He enters a commanding position where the whole of Russia is in the palm of his hand. The IL-96-300 PU is capable of launching a nuclear war from 40,000 feet, an airborne fortress, part bunker, part chessboard of power. Inside the plane is a maze of armored compartments, completely soundproofed and directly connected to the Russian National Defense Command Center. This is not just a workplace. It is the control room of a superpower. On Putin's desk, every button can activate a nuclear submarine, dispatch a strategic bomber, or launch an intercontinental ballistic missile. And the seat he sits in? Not luxurious Italian leather, but fireproof, EMP-proof, military-grade seats, hand-stitched from combat-grade synthetic fibers. A throne in the sky. The floor is made of blast-absorbing material, a special design to increase survivability in air combat. This is not just any plane. This is the Flying Kremlin. The technology inside makes most other heads of states' planes obsolete. The president's defense system can jam radars and blind enemy missiles with high-frequency waves and lasers. Communications? Completely encrypted, completely isolated from the civilian internet. A top-secret network that serves only the highest military orders. The plane can fly for days without landing, thanks to its auxiliary fuel system and more than 2,000 emergency rations at the ready. In the event of a biological attack, the isolated medical bay would be activated immediately, filtering the air, isolating any contaminants, and sustaining life in absolute lockdown. Next up is Air Force One, the beating heart of the United States of America in the sky. Air Force One, the White House in the sky. If you're watching this video, you've probably wondered, in a global emergency, when the world is in chaos, where would the most powerful person in America be? The answer isn't underground, not behind the gates of the White House, but in the sky, inside a private plane called Air Force One. And what actually happens inside it, you'll hardly believe. This isn't just the private plane of the President of the United States. This is a top-secret command center, designed to run the entire country in the event of world collapse. From the outside, it looks like a regular Boeing 747. But inside, there are more than 4,000 square feet of secrecy, accessible only to the highest military brass. There's an emergency room with a direct link to the Pentagon, a top-secret communication system with more than 85 encrypted NSA lines and never touching the public internet. Next to it is a medical center capable of performing full-scale mid-air surgery, and a food storage bay with enough food for more than 2,000 rations, in case the plane has to fly for days without landing. Sounds like a Hollywood movie? But it's true, and it happens every day, right above us in the sky. Do you know what makes Air Force One truly special? It's not the luxurious interior. It's not the cutting-edge technology. It's the faith of an entire nation invested in a jet that floats in the clouds. When the President of the United States steps aboard this plane, he is no longer just a man. He becomes the decision-making center for the entire free world. If Air Force One is a symbol of national power, the plane that flies in is the pinnacle of royal power. A palace floating in the clouds, where gold is not the highlight, but the standard. Meet King Salman's Flying Palace, the most expensive royal jet in the Arab world. The Flying Palace, the symbol of King Salman's great kingship. While most of the world is jostling for economy-class seats, there's one man who has never known a rush, because he owns an entire fleet of his own. An angry kingdom that flies, wrapped in luxury, and ruled by absolute power. King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, ruler of the largest oil empire on the planet. And his plane is no longer just a means of transportation. It is a flying palace, a mansion floating in the air, worth more than $600 million US. When he takes off, people see more than just a Boeing. They see a message. True power does not need to shout. The Sultan's Boeing 747-400 has been extensively upgraded, bulletproof, missile-proof, and equipped with electronic protection systems to thwart any attempts at tracking. A regal fortress in the clouds, designed not just to be luxurious, but impenetrable. But the real shock isn't on the outside, it's on the inside. Here, gold isn't the focal point, it's the dominant design language. Door frames, railings, ceiling trim, all are gilded. Even the carpet's borders shine with real 24K gold. A magnificent crystal chandelier sways gently at 30,000 feet, as if suspended in the sky. Each chair is not simply a seat. It is a miniature throne, designed to the exact posture of each member of the royal family. Luxury is no longer the goal, it is the standard. Next, we head to North Korea, where Kim Jong-un travels not in one, but 3 identical jets. And no one, not even his closest aides, knows which one he's actually on. Kim Jong-un's mysterious jet, luxury wrapped in silence. In the world of global leaders, power often comes with flashbulbs and motorcades. But for North Korea's supreme leader, power is hidden in the shadows and nameless fear. No announcements, no public itinerary, just a disappearance, literally, absolutely, into the clouds. No one knows where he's going or where he really is. And what has puzzled Western intelligence agencies for more than a decade is this. Kim Jong-un doesn't travel in just one plane. He flies 3 identical planes. All are E-62s, Cold War leftovers. Old, heavy, outdated? No. Because inside the seemingly anachronistic ruins of the Soviet Union is a completely rebuilt fortress. A combination of defense, luxury, and secrecy for one man, Kim Jong-un. Whenever he travels, 3 planes take off at the same time. Each one follows a completely different route. Even his closest aides don't know which one he's in until he lands safely. This isn't a luxury to show off. This is a luxury to disappear. Inside, nothing looks dated. High-end leather chairs imported from Russia, polished walnut conference tables, handcrafted furniture inlaid with silver crystal, sometimes Pyongyang pearls, a rare symbol of sophistication. There's a separate conference room, a private lounge with a king-size bed and soundproof curtains. And yes, a private cigar room stocked with aged cognac, Kim's famous favorite. Leaked photos also show a small altar for prayer and a luxurious silk-carpeted reception room where he welcomes Chinese delegations. Technically, Kim's E-62 is equipped with an encrypted radio system, completely isolated from all outside networks. Untraceable, unhackable. Western radar called it the ghost ship, because every time it appeared just a few minutes later, it disappeared from all tracking systems. Silence became a weapon, and every trace was wiped from the sky. No gold, no spa, no cinema. But for Kim Jong-un, true luxury is not what you show off. It is the ability to disappear when the whole world is trying to find you. But the journey does not stop here. While humanity continues to indulge in gold, crystal, and cutting-edge technology, one man chooses to retreat, to rule from behind the scenes. Not luxury for the sake of attention, but luxury born to last, in a world where one mistake could be the last. And by now, you've probably noticed something. These planes may come in many forms, gilded, armored, or utterly silent. But they all have one thing in common. Thank you for staying until the end of the journey. Comment below, which jet impressed you the most? And if you want to continue accompanying us on strange, secret, and emotional flights like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel now.